The world exhaled on the morning of April 8th, not with joy, but with relief. It felt like everyone was holding their breath before a very real catastrophe. This 2-week ceasefire between Iran and the US may still appear very fragile, but it's the only good news in a world reeling from 38 days of war. Thousands dead, cities in Iran struck night after night, and Iranian missiles raining on Gulf states. The Strait of Hormuz, through which a fifth of the world's oil flows, effectively closed, resulting in fuel shortages and world economy bracing itself for a severe recession. Many times during the past month, it appeared that diplomacy might actually work, until it showed that it didn't. In the past 48 hours, the world read off many messages. Messages full of threats written in profanity by the most powerful man in the world, threatening to hit power plants and bridges if the strait won't open, then threatening to end a whole civilization, never to be brought back. As if those threats were not enough, Iranian missiles hit Jubail, the heart of Saudi Arabia's petrochemical industry. Pakistan, which had quietly and behind the scenes leading careful diplomatic efforts, had to respond sternly at this point. The attacks on KSA's petrochemical industrial complex were termed an unnecessary escalation, spoiling sincere efforts to resolve the conflict through peaceful means. This language was termed some of the most strongest used by Pakistan towards Iran since the conflict began. The 274th Corps Commanders Conference, presided over by Field Marshal Syed Asim Munir, also praised the restraint and calibration exhibited by Saudi Arabia despite grave provocations. And then, as if speaking directly to Iran, the statement further added that such unwarranted aggression have serious repercussions to spoil the ongoing peaceful options and conducive environment for dialogue. Through the statement, the forum delivered a public notice for what Pakistan would do if Iran attacked Saudi Arabia again. But that's not the only message Pakistan sent yesterday. In the UN Security Council, Pakistan abstained from voting on a resolution aiming at boosting security in the Strait of Hormuz. The resolution was tabled by Bahrain in cooperation with the GCC states and originally encouraged countries using the Strait of Hormuz to coordinate defensive efforts. So Pakistan's abstention from voting, even on a watered-down version of the resolution, it meant that Pakistan was maintaining the posture of an active mediator who could not take sides formally while working both channels. Then in the middle of the night came another masterstroke by Pakistan. Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif posted a carefully drafted message on X, asking President Trump to extend the ceasefire by 2 weeks and asking Iran to open the Strait of Hormuz as a goodwill gesture. So in one go, Prime Minister gave President Trump the off-ramp he needed and provided Iran with the request as a goodwill that it could not refuse. And in the morning, the world gets a ceasefire. Now, what does this actually reveal about the world we're living in? The United States and Israel launched Operation Epic Fury on February 28th with overwhelming military force. Very soon after, many of the stated military objectives were indeed met. And yet, Iran did not lose. It held something else. One narrow waterway, 33 kilometers wide at its narrowest point, and through that choke point, Iran brought the global economy to its knees, more effectively than any missile could have done that. So the Strait of Hormuz was always understood to be strategically significant. But what this war has demonstrated, definitively in real time, with real consequences for real people across the world, is that it is not merely a pressure point. It is a weapon of the first order. Through this, Iran managed to prove, through enormous cost to itself and the region, that closing Hormuz is an act of global coercion that no military superiority can quickly undo. That reality does not end with this ceasefire. In fact, going forward, it will shape every negotiation, every security arrangement, every energy policy in this region. The second thing this ceasefire reveals is something about diplomacy itself, about what it actually takes and what it costs. Prime Minister Sharif spoke with Crown Prince MBS to condemn the strikes on Saudi Arabia. Pakistan then was simultaneously condemning Iran and talking to Iran, reassuring Saudi Arabia and restraining Saudi Arabia from retaliating, and all the while persuading Washington not to act on its deadline. That is not just messaging, that is statecraft under genuine pressure, the kind that happens in real time. The third thing, and perhaps the most important for how we understand what comes next, that this is just a 2-week ceasefire, not a resolution, not a peace agreement. It is just a pause. Iran's 10-point proposal includes demands that are not small. The treachery of a bloodthirsty Israel is well known around the world too. Its stronghold on US posture is not negligible either. The peace talks begin in Islamabad soon. Whether they produce anything durable is genuinely unknown. But what we do know now is that both sides came to the edge last night, yet they stepped back. This in itself is significant. Wars, as we know, have their own momentum. Escalation feeds escalation until something breaks. It's important to remember the countries are not only judged by the wars they fight, they're judged by the intelligence they bring to wars they did not start, cannot control, but refuse to be consumed by it. Praise be to Allah, indeed.